Welcome students. Today we will study digital image processing of code EC703A. Myself Kaushik Pal, Assistant Professor of Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology. Today's topic is image enhancement in frequency domain. The foundations of this is Fourier theorem. So what is the Fourier theorem? Any function that periodically repeats itself can be represented by the sum of sines and or cosines of different frequencies, each multiplied by a different coefficient. F of x equals to summation I equals to 0 to n ai sine omega ix plus bi cos omega ix. Here in the figure we can see the function at the bottom is the sum of the Fourier function above it. Fourier idea in 1807 that periodic function could be represented as a weighted sum of sines and cosines was made with this. The discrete Fourier transform DFT. One-dimensional Fourier transform can be given by the Fourier transform Fu of a discrete 1D function fx, x is equals to 0 to m minus 1 is Fu equals to 1 by m summation of x equals to 0 to m minus 1 fx e to the power j2 pi x u divided by m, where u equals to 0, 1, 2 to m minus 1. Now 1D inverse Fourier transform has also been given. Fx equals to summation of u equals to 0 to m minus 1 fu e to the power j2 pi ux by m. The discrete Fourier transform Fu is called the frequency component of the Fourier transform, and its domain, the value of u, is called the frequency domain, because u determines the frequency of the components of the transform. Since Fu is complex quantity, it is convenient to express it in polar form. Fu equals to mod of Fu e to the power j phi u, where Fu equals to r square u plus I square u whole to the power half, and phi u equals to tan inverse Iu by Ru. Fu is called the magnitude and phi u here is the phase. The power spectrum Pu is represented by Pu equals to Fu whole square. One D Fourier transform, here in the figure we can see the first image A is a simple function. In the B or second image it's Fourier transform, and in the C its equivalent spectrum. All functions extend to infinity in both directions. Moving forward to the next slide, this is 2D Fourier transform. The Fourier transform FUV of a discrete 2D function m cross n fxy is represented by if uv equals to 1 by mn summation of x equals to 0 to m minus 1, summation of y equals to 0 to n minus 1, f xy into e to the power minus j2 pi ux by m plus vy by n, where u equals to 0 to m minus 1 and v equals to 0 to n minus 1. Now 2D inverse Fourier transform has also been given here as f xy equals to summation of u equals to 0 to m minus 1, summation of v equals to 0 to n minus 1, capital F u v into e to the power j2 pi bracket ux by m plus vy by n. The Fourier spectrum, phase angle and power spectrum are as defined below, where Fourier spectrum FUV equals to mod of FUV e to the power j phi uv, where FUV equals to r square uv plus I square uv whole to the power half, and phi uv equals to tan inverse I uv by r uv, and PUV equals to capital FUV whole square, that is equals to r square uv plus I square uv. In this diagram we can see a 2D function and a section of its spectrum. The block is longer along the t-axis, so the spectrum is more contracted along the mu axis. So this is 2D Fourier transform representation. This is another example where A is the corresponding image, B is spectrum showing bright spot in the four corners, C centered spectrum, D results showing increased details after a long transformation. The zero crossing of the spectrum are closer in the vertical direction because the rectangle in A longer in that direction. The coordinate convention used throughout the book place the origin of the spatial and frequency domain at the top left. So this is another example of 2D Fourier transform where the rectangle in this previous figure was translated and the corresponding spectrum has been also shown in figure B. In figure C, the rotated rectangle, and in D, the corresponding spectrum has been also shown. The spectrum corresponding to the translated rectangle is identical to the spectrum corresponding to the original image. Now here we can see some image of the phase angle array corresponding, and the first image to the image of the centered rectangle in the previous figure, and in the second image that is to be translated image, and A and C to be rotated image in the figure C. So some properties of the Fourier transform has been given here. So we can see the summary of discrete Fourier transform definitions and corresponding expressions here. Some properties along with its expressions given: discrete Fourier transform, inverse discrete Fourier transform, which was known as DFT and IDFT, then its polar representation, then its spectrum, its phase angle, power spectrum and average value, all has been summarized here. So moving forward to the next slide, here the other properties can easily be seen. They are the periodicity, the convolution, correlation, separability, obtaining the inverse Fourier transform using a forward transform algorithm. So all are these properties and their expressions has also been given here. So hope all these 12 properties and their expression has been seen. So if we move forward to the next slide, we will found that the property of Fourier transform. So here some summary properties of 2D DFT and its inverse are the real and imaginary parts has been respectively given here. The term complex indicates that a function has non-zero real and imaginary parts. Recall that x, y, u and v are discrete integer variables with x and u in the range of 0 to m-1 and y and v in the range of 0 to n-1. To say that a complex function is even means that its real and imaginary parts are even, and similarly for an odd complex function. So all these are the properties of Fourier transform. Moving forward to the next slide, we can find that properties of this Fourier transform, some symmetry property, linearity, translation, general translation to center of the frequency rectangle, rotation, convolution theorem. So all these summary of DFT pairs, the closed form expressions here valid for continuous variables. They can be used with discrete variables by sampling the closed form continuous expression. So here we can see some name with its DFT pairs. Next, other properties and the DFT pairs of the Fourier discrete Fourier transform as already given. which is correlation theorem, discrete unit impulse, rectangle, sine, cosine, differentiation, Gaussian. These examples has also be given here. Here we should assume that the function have been extended by zero padding. Convolution and correlation are associative, cumulative and distributive. Next, we will discuss the basic operations of filtering in the frequency domain. Filtering is a very important phenomenon which is used in case of this frequency domain image enhancement technique. Here, the basic steps for filtering in the frequency domain has been given, where if xy is given as the input and which is pre-processed. After this pre-processing, this is given into the block Fourier transform. Now the output of this Fourier transform, if we consider, is as FUV, that is fed to the filter function HUV. So the output of this filter function block should be the product of HUV multiplied by FUV, which is given to inverse Fourier transform block. These three blocks, that means from Fourier transform, filter function and inverse Fourier transform, is considered as the frequency domain filtering operations, and the output of the inverse Fourier transform is given or is treated in the post processing. So after this post processing, we will get GXY, which is the enhanced image. So here the input image FXY has been enhanced to GXY through different filtering in the frequency domain process, where GUV equals to HUV multiplied by FUV, which is the output of the filter function. This is the basic filtering operations in the frequency domain to enhance the quality of the input image to the output. Next, this is an example of a building and its spectrum of 2D using 2D Fourier transform. So if we give the input of the corresponding image of the building and we took the 2D Fourier transform, the output will be given in and the spectrum will be seen like the second image. Moving forward to next slide, we can see again the filtering in the frequency domain 2D Fourier transform here in the image. So the first image, we can see some portions of the damaged integrated ICs, and in the next image the Fourier spectrum of this damaged integrated circuit peaks. So here we can see is looking at the second image is nothing but the Fourier spectrum of the first image. So here if we use notch filter, the result of filter is given in this image, where we can see the HUV is 0 if uv equals to m by 2 n by 2, and it will be 1 otherwise. So result of the filter in the image is setting to 0 the term f m by 2 n by 2 in the Fourier transform. So this is another example of filtering in the frequency domain of notch filter. Ideal low pass filter ILPF is given here, whose cutoff frequency is set into D0, and here we can see the perspective plot of an ideal low pass filter transfer function, its filter displayed as an image, and filter radial cross section also we can see. So here we can see three diagram for ideal low pass filter or ILPF. How to find the cutoff frequency of a ideal low pass filter or ILPF? Find the circle that enclose a certain amount of the power spectrum of the image using formula Pt equals to summation of u equals to 0 to m minus 1 summation of v is equals to 0 to n minus 1 PUV, where PUV is the power spectrum at frequencies UV. Then a circle of radius r encloses a alpha percentage of the power, where alpha equals to 100 multiplied by summation of u summation of b PUV divided by PT. Here we can see the distribution of the power spectrum in the image. We can see the test pattern of size 688 multiplied by 688 pixel, and in the next image or in the right side image is Fourier spectrum. The spectrum is double the image size due to padding, but is shown in half size so that it is in the page. The superimposed circle have radii equal to 10, 30, 60, 160 and 460 with respect to the full size spectrum image. These radii close 87.0, 93.1, 95.7, 97.8 and 99.2% of the padded image power respectively. So here we can see the distribution of the power spectrum of a corresponding image. Now the Butterworth filter examples has been given here. In the figure we also see the perspective plot of a Butterworth low pass filter with its filter transfer function, filter displayed as an image, and filter radial cross section of order 1 through 4. So these are the example of a Butterworth low pass filter. If we move forward to the next slide, we can see the output of a Butterworth low pass filter, where the clear image has been taken in the first image, and first image is the original image, and from all other 5 images, that means the images from B to F, results of iteration using bandpass BLPF bandpass low pass filter of order 2 with cutoff frequencies at the radii shown in this figure, and we can see the output here. If we move forward, this is the Gaussian low pass filter, where h uv equals to e to the power minus d square uv by 2 sigma square, and where dVu is the distance from the origin. It is also represented by HUV equals to e to the power minus d square UV by 2 d0 square, where we can also see the perspective plot of a GLPF transfer function, filter displayed as an image in the middle, and in the last image or in the right side image the filter radial cross sections for various values of d0. It is range from d0 equals to 10, 20, 40, 100, etc. Now this is the output of a Gaussian low pass filter. So that's why GLPFs. So the first image is the original image, and all other 5 images, that means images from B to F, results of filtering of Gaussian low pass filter with cutoff frequencies at the radii shown in the previous image. So this is the example or output of Gaussian low pass filter. Gaussian low pass and high pass filters. Here in the top row frequency domain filters, bottom row corresponding filtered image has been given, obtained, which were obtained using the formula when used A equals to 0.85 and C to obtain if the height of the filter itself is 1. Compare F with this corresponding figure. So here we can see some output of Gaussian low pass and high pass filter of the corresponding defective ICs. Picture. Moving forward to the next slides, here we can see Gaussian low pass filters, sample of text with low resolution not broken and characters in magnified view. So in the next or B image, results of filtering with a Gaussian low pass filter, broken character segments were joined. So here we can see if we use a Gaussian low pass filter, the quality of the text image in the left side has been upgraded in the right side. So the quality of the image is better. So the broken portion has been already constructed and smooth using these Gaussian low pass filter. So if we zoom the word here, that you can see E and A are almost broken in the left side, where after using the Gaussian low pass filter it is quite clear E and A is already reconstructed. So the output of the Gaussian low pass filter enhance the quality of the input image, of the text image. Here also some of the examples of Gaussian low pass filter is given, where in the first image showing prominent horizontal scan lines, and the middle image is the result of filtering using a Gaussian low pass filter with d0 is equals to 50, and the extreme right side results of using a GLPF with d is equals to 20. Now we can see all other images, that means the middle image and the right side images, has very less amount of horizontal scan lines, but it is getting blurred. So the middle image here, the quality of the middle image is far more better. So we have to keep in mind the quality must not be degraded. So here we can see the horizontal scan lines can also be removed through this Gaussian low pass filter. This is another example of filtering in the frequency domain technique. Moving forward to the next slide, this is ideal high pass filter. The formula has been given here and corresponding the output also given. Now here in the top row, this is the perspective plot, image representation and cross section of a typical ideal high pass filter has been given. Middle and bottom rows, the same sequence of typical Butterworth and Gaussian high pass filter has been given. So these are some examples by which we can have the idea of ideal high pass filter along with Butterworth and Gaussian high pass filter also. So hope it can be seen. So moving forward to the next slide, we can see another example of ideal high pass filter. This is the spectral representation of a typical ideal. Second one is Butterworth and third one is Gaussian frequency domain high pass filter and corresponding intensity profiles through their centers. So from this image it's very clear that we can see the spectrum as well as the intensity profile through their centers of first one is the ideal, the second one is the Butterworth and the third one is Gaussian frequency domain high pass filters. This is the results of high pass filter in the image using this ideal high pass filter or IHPF with D equals to 30, 60 and 160. First image is D equals to 30, the middle image uses D0 is equals to 60 and the last image uses D0 is equals to 160. So this is another example of ideal high pass filters out. So here this is Gaussian high pass filter. The same example has been treated for Gaussian high pass filter. This is the results of high pass filter in the previous image using GHPF or Gaussian high pass filter with the example D is equals to 30 for the first image, D0 is equals to 60 for the middle image and D0 is equals to 160 for the extreme right side image corresponding to the circles in this figure. So we can see the difference between the previous slide and this slide as we are using the same value of D0. So this is the table where high pass filter D0 is the cutoff frequency and N is the order of the Butterworth filter. So ideal filter, Butterworth filter and Gaussian filter, all the expressions has been given for high pass filter. So this is one thumb impression. So if we use high pass filters and if we put this image at the input of this high pass filter, the output we can see here. So the first image is the thumb impressions and the second image is the result of high pass filter and the last image is result of thresholding technique. So after using the high pass filter, if we use the thresholding, you can see all the pits and peaks are clearly visible. The quality of the image is far more better in the third one. So here we can use high pass filter and after that thresholding so to get the high quality of the input image. Here also we can see another example of filtering in frequency domain where ideal band pass filter or IBPF has been used. Here the first image has been corrected. Lots of horizontal and vertical lines are there, which is making the particular image very unclear and noisy. So first one is image corrupted by sinusoidal interference, where in the B, the magnitude of the Fourier transform has been shown, the burst of energy responsible for the interference. In the third, we can see a mask used to eliminate the energy burst, and the last image results of computing the inverse of the modified Fourier transform. So we can see the last image is much more clear than the first image. So here also the image enhancement can be easily visible. The input image quality was not good at all, where after using this ideal bandpass filter we are getting an image of higher quality and all the objects are clearly visible here. So this is another examples of filtering in the frequency domain. Here we are using the Laplacian filters, where in the first image the original images has been given, and in the next image we can see it's very clear. So first image is little bit blurred, whereas after using the Laplacian filter the blurriness is almost gone and we can have a very clear sharpened image in the right side image. So this is the effect of using the Laplacian filters, which is filtering in the frequency. Another example for the filtering in the frequency domain. Here another example of Gaussian high-pass filter has been given, where some X-ray image has been taken. In the first image we cannot see the detail in that particular image, but after using the Gaussian high-pass filter the output is quite clear and it is visible. All the dips are easily visible. So detailed information can be obtained by this image after using Gaussian high-pass filter. The first image is a chest X-ray image. The second image is the result of high-pass filtering with the Gaussian filter. The third image is result of high frequency emphasis filtering using the same filter, and the fourth image is result of performing histogram equalization of the particular first image. So using several steps we can enhance the quality of the image. So Gaussian filtering, Gaussian high-pass filters and the corresponding histogram equalization, if we use them together we can have a very clear image. And in biomedical image the quality of the image is very important, because if the quality of the image is good, the treatment is also very easy and the chances of cureness is also very high. So it is very important that the quality of the biomedical images should be far more good. So this is homomorphic filtering. The steps has been given here. Fxy is given in the corresponding first block, second DFT block, then HUV block, then the inverse discrete Fourier transform, then the corresponding exponential block, then we can have GXY. So the Fxy has been easily obtained to GXY if we pass these 5 blocks. So this is the summary of steps of homomorphic filtering is given here. And the corresponding radial cross section of these symmetric homomorphic filter functions has been given. The vertical axis is at the center of the frequency rectangle and DUV is the distance from the center. So this plot is explaining the homomorphic filtering. This is the results or output of homomorphic filtering. The first one is the input image and the last one is the output image. So here also we can see the quality of the output image is better than the quality of the input image. So the first image indicates the original image and the second image processed by homomorphic filtering has been given here, which clearly shows the enhanced quality. So thank you. This was the different type of filtering techniques. Thank you very much.